God says, "My child, listen with your full heart, for this is a moment of divine revelation. This is a sacred truth being unveiled from heaven about someone close to you, your sister. The time has come for hidden things to be brought into the light. The season has arrived for masked intentions to be revealed. The hour is here for what was done in darkness to be exposed by my divine light. I bring this message to you now because you have been confused for too long. You have questioned your own judgment for too many years. You have doubted your own perceptions about this relationship that should have been a blessing. This revelation will change how you understand your family dynamics, how you approach your sister, and how you protect your own heart going forward. You were not meant to live in confusion about those closest to you. You were not created to question your own reality. You were not designed to accept deception from those who should love you most. You have been chosen to receive this truth because the time for clarity has come. Something is happening behind your back regarding your sister. Something is being planned in secret that affects your family relationships. Something is moving in the shadows that will soon be forced into the light. The sister who claims to support you, the sister who presents one face to you and another to the world, the sister whose words and actions do not align her true nature must now be revealed. You may not have seen the fullness of this situation yet, but heaven has witnessed everything. The divine eyes have observed every secret conversation, every hidden action, every concealed motive. And now you must know what has been kept from you. The sister who should have been your ally has not been walking in truth. The family member who should have been your supporter has been operating with different intentions. The person who shares your blood has not been sharing her heart honestly with you. This is why confusion has followed your interactions. This is why unease has settled in your spirit after your conversations. This is why something has felt misaligned despite outward appearances. That feeling was not your imagination. That discomfort was not your oversensitivity. That unsettled spirit was not you being dramatic. It was my divine warning system alerting you that something was not as it seemed. Your sister has been speaking about you in ways that do not reflect her words to your face. Your sister has been undermining your character when you are not present to defend yourself. Your sister has been creating narratives about you that twist the truth to serve her purposes. She has told others that you are the difficult one. She has positioned herself as the victim in your relationship. She has crafted stories that paint her innocent and you guilty. When you felt that strange tension in family gatherings, when you noticed others treating you differently, when you sensed whispered conversations stopping when you entered rooms, you were detecting the ripples of her hidden campaign. Your sister has been jealous of you for longer than you realize. Your sister has resented what she perceives as your advantages. Your sister has coveted the relationships and opportunities that came to you naturally. This is not a recent development. This is not a temporary misunderstanding. This is not a simple case of sibling rivalry. This pattern began years ago, when you were both young, when her heart first chose resentment over celebration of your successes. She has mastered the art of presenting herself as your champion while simultaneously working to diminish your light. She has perfected the technique of seeming supportive while planting seeds of doubt about you in others' minds. She has developed the skill of appearing as your closest ally while secretly hoping for your struggles. The text messages sent about you, the phone calls discussing you, The gatherings where you became the topic after you left, these were not innocent conversations. They were calculated efforts to reshape how others perceive you. Your intuition was correct all along. Your sense that something was off in how people responded to you after speaking with her was accurate. Your feeling that you were fighting an invisible battle for your reputation was divinely inspired. I am showing you this not to hurt you, but because living in deception serves no one, and because you deserve to understand the true dynamics at play in this important relationship. But my child, do not let your heart be troubled. Do not allow bitterness to take root in your soul. Do not permit anger to become your companion in this revelation. For I, your God, am revealing this to you not to destroy your family but to heal what has been broken by deception. I am not uncovering these truths to cause division but to create the possibility of authentic connection. I am not exposing these actions to punish your sister but to offer both of you the chance for a relationship built on honesty. This revelation comes from a place of love. This exposure comes from my desire for truth. This unveiling comes from my perfect timing for restoration. Your sister's actions stem from wounds you cannot see. Her behaviors flow from insecurities you do not fully understand. Her choices come from a distorted view of herself and her place in the family. I love her just as I love you. I see her pain just as I see yours. I desire healing for her heart just as I desire peace for yours. The path forward may not be easy. The conversations that must happen may not be comfortable. The truth that must be spoken may not be received immediately. But living in illusion serves no one. Continuing in false relationship helps neither of you. Maintaining a facade of sisterhood without its substance stunts both your growth. I am with you as you process this information. I am beside you as you consider how to respond. I am ahead of you preparing the way for difficult but necessary conversations. Your sister is not your enemy. Your sister is not beyond redemption. Your sister is not excluded from my love or my plan for your family. But relationships built on truth are the only ones that can truly flourish. Connections grounded in honesty are the only ones that bring lasting joy. Family bonds strengthened through authentic reconciliation are the only ones that reflect my kingdom. This is not the first time there has been tension between you and your sister. This is not the first miscommunication in your sibling relationship. This is not the first hurt that has occurred between you. But this situation is different. This revelation is more significant. This truth is more foundational to your relationship. Previous disagreements were about specific incidents. Previous conflicts centered around particular choices. Previous hurt stemmed from isolated moments of insensitivity. But this pattern reveals something deeper about the foundation of your relationship. This behavior exposes a fundamental misalignment in how your sister views you. This situation uncovers a systematic attempt to shape others' perceptions of you from behind a mask of support. The spiritual impact is profound. The emotional cost has been severe. The relational damage has spread beyond just the two of you. You have questioned your own worth because of her hidden words. You have doubted your own perceptions because of her dual messaging. You have blamed yourself for relationship difficulties that were strategically created. Other family members have been pulled into false narratives. Other relationships have been tainted by manufactured stories. Other connections have been strained by artificial divisions. If this continues without addressing the truth, the damage will only deepen. If these patterns remain unchallenged, the division will only widen. If this deception stays in darkness, true healing cannot begin. Your sister has convinced herself that her actions are justified. Your sister has developed elaborate explanations for her behavior. Your sister has created internal narratives that position her as righteous in her campaign. This level of self-deception requires divine intervention. This degree of rationalization needs spiritual breakthrough. This pattern of behavior calls for truth that only heaven can fully expose. The time for gentle overlooking has passed. The season for quiet endurance has ended. The moment for loving confrontation has arrived. What was once a private matter has expanded to affect many relationships, and now requires a different response from you. This is the time to be alert in your interactions with your sister. This is the time to be watchful for signs of manipulation in your conversations. This is the time to listen carefully to the gap between her words and her actions. My child, you must now develop eyes that see clearly. You must cultivate ears that hear accurately. You must nurture a heart that discerns truth from falsehood. Watch for these specific patterns in your future interactions, the subtle shifting of blame toward you during family conflicts. The careful positioning of herself as the more reasonable sibling in disputes. The strategic use of your private shares to create narratives that serve her purposes. Notice when stories change depending on who is listening. Pay attention when your experiences are minimized or dismissed. Be aware when your successes are acknowledged but quickly overshadowed. Your sister has mastered the art of appearing supportive while undermining. Your sister has perfected the skill of seeming concerned while actually criticizing. Your sister has developed techniques that leave you feeling confused after your interactions. This confusion is not accidental. This disorientation is not coincidental. This emotional uncertainty is carefully crafted to keep you off balance. When she says, "I'm just trying to help," while sharing your struggles with others, that is not help. When she responds, "You're too sensitive," when you question her actions, that is deflection. When she claims, "I would never say anything bad about you," while doing exactly that, that is deception. Be vigilant, but not paranoid. Be watchful, but not suspicious of everything. Be alert, but not closed to the possibility of genuine change. For discernment is not about seeing the worst in others. Discernment is about seeing clearly what is actually happening. Discernment is about recognizing truth amid confusion. Even as your sister continues her patterns, I am already working on healing for your family. Even as hurtful words have been spoken behind closed doors, I am preparing hearts for reconciliation. Even as false narratives have been constructed, I am establishing a foundation of truth that cannot be shaken. You do not see the fullness of my plan yet. You cannot perceive all that I am orchestrating. You have not witnessed the changes I am already initiating. But heaven is actively engaged in your family situation. Angels have been assigned to bring truth to light at the perfect moments. Divine appointments are being arranged that will create opportunities for honest conversation. I am softening hearts that have been hardened by years of resentment. I am opening eyes that have been blinded by self-deception. I am preparing spirits to receive difficult truths with humility. Where your sister has planted seeds of division, I am cultivating grounds for unity. Where she has created barriers between you and others, I am building bridges of understanding. Where she has spoken words that diminish you, I am raising up voices that will affirm the truth about who you are. There is a divine timeline unfolding that you cannot fully see. There is a heavenly strategy being implemented that you cannot fully comprehend. There is a spiritual battle being fought and won on behalf of your family's healing. Conversations are happening in other realms. Revelations are being prepared for perfect timing. Circumstances are being aligned to create maximum impact for positive change. Your part in this divine plan is crucial. Your response to this revelation matters significantly. Your heart posture through this process will determine much of the outcome. I am not calling you to expose your sister publicly. I am not asking you to shame her before others. I am not directing you to respond to deception with more deception. I am inviting you to stand firmly in truth while offering grace. I am asking you to maintain clear boundaries while keeping your heart open. I am directing you to speak honestly while remembering that your sister is also my beloved child. You are not alone in this family struggle. You have never been alone in your confusion about your sister's behavior. You have never navigated a single family gathering without my presence beside you. Even in the moments when her words cut deeply and you couldn't understand why. Even in the family celebrations where you felt subtly excluded without clear reason. Even in the nights you replayed conversations, wondering if you were understanding things correctly. My child, I have seen every tear of frustration. I have heard every prayer for clarity. I have felt every moment of self-doubt these experiences have created in you. The times you questioned your own worth because of how she portrayed you, I was there. The holidays you drove home feeling somehow diminished after family interactions, I was there. The conversations where you left feeling confused about what had actually happened, I was there. No moment of this journey has been unwatched. No pain in this relationship has been unnoticed. No confusion about these dynamics has been misunderstood by me. You have often felt crazy for your perceptions. You have frequently questioned if you were overreacting. You have repeatedly talked yourself out of your accurate intuition. But that voice inside you that something wasn't right, that was my gentle nudging toward truth. That feeling that something didn't align, that was my spirit of discernment working within you. That sense that words and actions weren't matching, that was my wisdom trying to break through confusion. The skills you have developed through these difficult years will serve you well. The discernment you have gained through these painful experiences will guide you wisely. The emotional strength you have built while navigating these waters will support you going forward. Nothing in this journey has been wasted. Nothing in this struggle has been without purpose. Nothing in this pain has been meaningless. You have been prepared through these very difficulties for greater understanding, deeper relationships, and more authentic connections in your future. I will not allow permanent division to destroy your family. I will not permit deception to have the final word in your relationship with your sister. I will not accept the enemy's plan to use this situation to create lifelong bitterness. For I am your God, and I have plans for healing that exceed your current imagination. The walls of misunderstanding that have been built over years can fall in a moment of truth. The barriers of resentment that have separated you can dissolve in a season of honest conversation. The patterns of manipulation that have damaged trust can be replaced with new foundations of authenticity. Your sister's heart is not beyond my reach. Your sister's perspective is not fixed beyond change. Your sister's understanding is not permanent beyond transformation. What seems impossible from a human perspective is entirely possible with divine intervention. What appears too damaged to repair can be made new through my restorative power. What feels too painful to address can become the very pathway to deeper connection. This process of truth and reconciliation has a timeline. This journey of family healing has specific phases. This path of restoration has divine markers along the way. First will come the full revelation of patterns, bringing clarity to confusion. Then will come the internal healing, preparing your heart for difficult conversations. Next will follow the guided confrontation, where truth is spoken with both courage and love. After this will begin the period of processing, where new boundaries and expectations are established. Finally will emerge the renewed relationship, built on authentic understanding rather than false harmony. Some of these phases will feel uncomfortable. Some of these stages will challenge your natural responses. Some of these steps will require strength beyond your own. But you will not walk this path alone. You will not navigate these waters without guidance. You will not face these challenges without divine support. You have been given this revelation about your sister because you are being prepared for authentic relationships in every area of your life. You have been shown these truths because pretense and performance can no longer be the foundation of your important connections. You have been entrusted with this understanding because you are being positioned to break generational patterns of dysfunction. This is not random timing. This is not accidental discovery. This is not coincidental awareness. This revelation comes now because you are strong enough to receive it. This understanding arrives now because you are prepared to act on it wisely. This truth emerges now because the time for family healing has come in divine sequence. There is a larger purpose unfolding that extends beyond just you and your sister. There is a generational healing being initiated that will affect family members not yet born. There is a pattern-breaking moment being established that will redirect your family's legacy. The skills you develop in addressing this situation will serve your future. The courage you build in speaking truth with love will strengthen other relationships. The discernment you sharpen in this process will guide you in all areas of life. You were not meant to live in the shadows of false narratives. You were not created to accept deception as the price of family peace. You were not designed to silence your own perceptions for the comfort of others. Your voice matters in this family system. Your perspective deserves to be heard and respected. Your experience is valid and real, regardless of how others have tried to reframe it. The healing that will come through this difficult process will not be limited to your sibling relationship. The restoration that will emerge from these honest conversations will extend to other family connections. The truth that will be established through this confrontation will create ripples of authenticity throughout your entire relational world. The confusion that has clouded your sibling relationship will soon be replaced with crystal clarity. The mixed messages that have left you questioning reality will give way to straightforward communication. The manipulation that has characterized your interactions will be transformed into honest exchange. Divine light is now shining on what was hidden. Heavenly truth is now illuminating what was concealed. Spiritual discernment is now revealing what was disguised. You will begin to recognize manipulation tactics the moment they appear. You will start to identify deflection strategies as soon as they're attempted. You will instantly sense when truth is being twisted to serve another purpose. The sister who presented one face to you and another to the world will find it increasingly difficult to maintain her dual identity. The carefully crafted image she has protected will begin to show cracks that others can see. The reputation she has managed through controlled narratives will be challenged by emerging truth. This isn't about exposing her to cause shame. This isn't about revealing her actions to seek revenge. This isn't about uncovering her behavior to punish her. This is about creating the possibility of an authentic relationship built on truth. This is about establishing new patterns that can lead to genuine connection. This is about setting foundations that can support real sisterhood. Some family members will resist this new reality. Some relatives will prefer comfortable deception over uncomfortable honesty. Some people will try to maintain the status quo rather than embrace necessary change. But truth has a power that cannot be permanently suppressed. Reality has a weight that eventually breaks through denial. Authenticity has a light that ultimately dispels darkness. My child, stand firmly in your understanding of reality. Walk confidently in what you know to be true. Speak deliberately with both honesty and compassion. The time for silent endurance has passed. The season for quiet confusion has ended. The era of accepting mixed messages has concluded. When you address your sister, be direct but not accusatory. When you speak truth, be clear but not cruel. When you establish boundaries, be firm but not vengeful. Use phrases that center on your experience. When this happens, I feel. I've noticed a pattern that impacts me. My experience has been different from what you've described. Maintain eye contact during difficult conversations. Speak at a measured pace even when emotions rise. Return to facts when the discussion moves toward denial. Remember that your goal is not to win an argument. Remember that your purpose is not to shame your sister. Remember that your intention is not to divide your family. Truth spoken without love becomes a weapon. Boundaries set without compassion become walls. Confrontation engaged without hope becomes combat. But truth offered with love can become a bridge. Boundaries established with compassion can create safety. Confrontation approached with hope can lead to transformation. Your strength in this situation comes not from perfectly chosen words. Your power in this relationship comes not from flawless strategy. Your impact in this family comes not from never making mistakes. Your strength comes from standing in truth. Your power flows from acting with integrity. Your impact emerges from living authentically. Do not allow your sister's emotional reactions to distract you from the core issues. Do not let accusations of "you're hurting the family" derail necessary conversations. Do not permit claims of "you're being too sensitive" to make you doubt your reality. There will be attempts to change the subject. There will be efforts to make you the problem. There will be strategies to reframe your truth-speaking as the real issue. Recognize these as diversion tactics. Identify these as resistance to change. See these as fear responses to truth being exposed. Your sister may cry to gain sympathy. Your sister may become angry to intimidate you into silence. Your sister may recruit others to pressure you into returning to old patterns. Stand firm without becoming rigid. Remain clear without becoming cruel. Stay resolved without becoming righteous. Others who have only seen your sister's public face may not understand your experience. Family members who have benefited from the current dynamic may resist its disruption. Friends who prefer peace over truth may encourage you to just let it go. Not everyone will support this journey toward authenticity. Not all will understand the necessity of this confrontation. Not many will comprehend the importance of establishing truth in this relationship. Some will question your timing. Some will doubt your motives. Some will criticize your approach. Remember that their perspective is limited by what they have been allowed to see. Remember that their opinion is shaped by the narrative your sister has crafted. Remember that their understanding lacks the divine insight you have been given. No matter how difficult the conversations become, I am with you guiding every word. No matter how your sister initially responds, I am working in her heart toward reconciliation. No matter what temporary disruption occurs in family dynamics, I am orchestrating ultimate healing. This is not the end of your sibling relationship. This is the beginning of an authentic connection. This is the first step toward genuine sisterhood. Take these words to heart, my child. Trust this divine revelation completely. Follow this heavenly guidance faithfully. For the decree has been issued from heaven. The command for truth has been given. The season of exposure has arrived with divine purpose. Your relationship with your sister will not remain in this broken state. Your family will not continue in these dysfunctional patterns. Your heart will not stay wounded by these deceptions. From this day forward, you walk in clarity about your family dynamics. From this moment onward, you live in truth about your sister's actions. From this revelation, you move in wisdom about how to create authentic relationship. There is hope beyond this difficult season. There is healing after these challenging conversations. There is restoration following this period of truth-telling. This is not a message of permanent division but of ultimate reconciliation. This is not a revelation of final judgment but of necessary transformation. This is not an ending but a new beginning for your relationship with your sister.